Good morning, chaps. It's Sunday the 17th of December. I haven't had a shave in days, and it looks like it. Oh, dearie me, look at that. What a derelict. Anyway, I just thought a few little ideas that sprung upon me the other day. One is, I seem to have a huge number of razors now, and much as I love them, getting a sort of a definitive from all this is getting very difficult. So I came up with an idea. The idea being, I've got about five Cadman razors, the Bengals. Sheffield razors seem to have one big thing in common, especially from one maker. They're pretty much expected medium quality to good quality razors. So rather than mess about with all these different wonderful razors that I've got, why not try different edges on the same brand of razor, on the same size of blade, all from the same period? Anyway, let's just whip up a quick lather in my cousin's lather bowl she very kindly sent me. Thank you, Matthew. A big shout out to everyone. So many lovely people out there. That's the one big thing. In fact, no other reason than having a very good shave is to find so many wonderful enthusiasts out there. I mean, if I was to read out a whole list of my friends, it would take me all day. Just suffice it to say, there's so many things you learn as well. I mean, I did my little pre-shave just then, if you notice, rubbing it on my face. That was Dapper Shaves, of course. That was Jacques' wonderful brainwave. Likewise, once you've finished your shave, if you put on your excess lather after you've done your full shave, just leave it on for a little while. It does give you a lovely, smooth, happy skin. Pretty obvious, really, but yeah. So all these wonderful unctions, pre-shaves, after shaves, not really necessary. However, I think that's a pretty good lather. Let me just give a little shout out here. So a big thank you to Simon in Yapton, who's given me about 10 years worth of work doing up razors. Thank you, Simon. Bill M. Hi, Bill, who does, again, wonderful experimental shaves using convex hones, which is very clever stuff. We've got so many. Leon. Haven't seen Leon for a little while. He's, of course, long haul tanker. Again, wonderful chap. Really expert on his blades. He knows what he's doing. Obviously, my best pal, Gary Haywood, who had a birthday, and he didn't tell me what day it was going to be on. Anyway, happy birthday for last week, Gary. I've already mentioned Jacques, Dapper Shaves, who really is expert. His knowledge on razors and natural stones is unmatched. Matty Lindstrom, the great Matty Lindstrom, our Scandinavian Meister, Hohenmeister. Up in Scotland, Gordon Christie. Hi, Gord. So anyway, the list is endless, so I'm not going to go on and on. I don't have enough paper to write it all down on. All I can say is thanks, chaps. It has been a very interesting year. Anyway, let me just show you my idea, which is a very simple idea. That is a standard Cadman & Sons Bengal razor. They're not common, but there's enough about. And they're a nice size. They're about 6/8. They're good steel, Sheffield steel. I'm going to start using these more. Now this one hasn't been used for ages and ages and ages. So I had to give it a strop, which you should do anyway. I have to say, Sheffield steel falls in a happy category of being not too hard, not too soft. And this is on about at least 3 days of bristles. It's a deep hollow grind, as you can hear, and it loves me. So the plan being, I'm going to do up, not that some of them need, some are absolutely mint. If I can do up about, say, oh, I don't know, 5 of these Bengals, and very slowly put different edges on them, then at least we can say we've got the same size blade, the same type of grind, just different edges. So we can go from natural edges of all the different varieties, and there are so many. Let me wet this lather down a little bit. Again, very, very wise to put a little bit of extra water on your brush. That side only had the one pass. Don't really need any more, to be honest. This is one of the joys of a straight razor. The fact it's the most efficient way to have a shave. And as I often find, you don't need to shave for a couple of days at least afterwards, because it's so good. Anyway, let me now, oh, pick up a towel. Dry the fingers. If you don't, you're going to end up with a very cut face, because we all make slips and you can't afford to slip with a surgically sharp blade. However, as a comparison, let's try this. This is a high quality Japanese, so it's harder steel. It's about the same shape of blade. It's a deep hollow grind, and this is the Barber Queen, which this one is actually, not that anybody's that interested, this one's on an Arkansas edge. I played around with several edges. The one it likes the best is an Arkansas edge. So let's just try. You can hear almost instantly how brittle it is. This is hard steel. Very, 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 very good quality though. You should, in this wonderful world of straight razors, you should be able to get used to anything. And then when you're competent, you can pick what you actually like. Yeah, this is a very sharp edge, but it's brittle. It's not dragging, it's just brittle. So this is an Arkansas edge. It's brittle to the point of being draggy. I don't like that. Very, very accomplished steel makers. Of course, a lot of the latter-day Japanese makers, they use Swedish steel, which of course is very pure steel. Very hard steel, which is hence why the very high reputation of the Swedish manufacturers, Erik Anton Berg, all the others, all based in their steel city, which is Eskilstuna. And I think if I had a big Eskilstuna blade from, say, Berg, I'm sure I'd be equally enamoured of that. But for now, this is a mint, absolutely mint razor. It's not really me. Perhaps I'm wrong, I don't know. Anyway, as a counterblast, let's go to this, my little Russian razor. And this one, I'm very, very happy with. Very simple re-honing on it. All I did was I made sure that the edge was good, which it was, and I put it straight onto a Laloon stone. And it gave me a wonderful shave. Again, this is a little bit unfair. What I need to do is to try the Sheffield steel, try the Bengals on all the different edges, and then we can make a fairer comparison. My lather's rubbish, isn't it? Yes, I'm very good at rubbish lathering. Let's try against the grain with a Laloon edge. Well, this lovely little Russian. I've got to say, I'm very impressed with this. So let's not be snobby about makers. I don't know enough yet about Russian razors. All I do know is I was very impressed with them. They do vary quite a lot in quality, I'm sure. The very late ones, probably not as good. This Laloon edge is pretty efficient. Don't think it's quite as good as the Cadman, the Bengal. I'm just messing about today, chaps. This is not a seismically wonderful shave. This is just me messing about on a Sunday morning with 3 razors, which I find amusing. The Russian one on a natural stone, I have no complaints at all. I've got to say it strops easily as well. A bit small for me, it's a, well, it's hardly a 5, it is a 5/8, but 5/8 with a nice little curve to it. See, it's got a slightly smiley spine, which is rather nice. I'm going to try another pass with the Russian. Natural edges do tend, I must say, to be slightly, not exactly draggy, but they're a slightly softer edge. Yeah, it's not a harsh, sharp edge. There's a little Japanese one. Yeah, for a gentle, kind edge, this is pretty good. But for a blisteringly sharp edge, if you like really sharp, I'd still say the 20K is very, very, very good. There's too many variables going on, and I need to know whether or not I can knock out some of the variables. And I think I can. So, preempting myself here, next year, which is going to be very soon now, we'll be driving the year nail, leaping over the fires at midnight, over the Yule log, being as pagan as possible. I shall strap on my goat leggings and go cantering along the seafront and scare all the seagulls. Not really. Do you know, I've got to say, for simplicity and for a pure, nice, easy shave, Russian's great. However, let's go away from the Russian, away from the Japanese. Let's go back to the Sheffield, because the Sheffield, I have a feeling, crosses the borderline into reliability. Very similar to all the German blades that I've got. The German blades, again, they tend to be predictable, like Germans. Very efficient, very predictable, and they keep invading people. But no, I think the German steel, which a lot of it was originally from Sheffield, because we knew how to make steel and they didn't. In the early days of steel making, it was Sweden which was preeminent. And in the time of the horrible religious wars in Europe, if you wanted to have a bash at Sweden or Russia, whoever, you got your blades from Sweden. In fact, it was illegal for the Swedes to sell any form of steel other than in the armaments business, because that's where they got all their money from. We're talking about the 15th, 16th century. Oh, this is good. This cabinet is good. This is a lovely razor. It's a bit unfair because this is my second and probably final pass, and obviously it's not chewing as much bristle. Yeah, listen to that cut. Very pure. That is not brittle. I can't tell you what the edge is. It's probably synthetic. It's ages ago, I can't remember. It's good. It's a lovely, kind edge. A nice size, medium to large size razor. That's absolutely chewing away what I thought was stubble, and there must be some left there. It still sounds like it's cutting. I'm still going to use all my custom razors. They're absolutely gorgeous, but for consistency I'm going to do more experiments with Sheffield Bengal razors. They're not expensive at all. I've snagged a few. They're in my possession. Most of them need doing up. That's what I do. That's so nice. It's just, it's good. Yeah, this is one of the better shaves I've had in the last few days. It's a razor I've had since the beginning. I've had this one quite a long time. So, consistently good. These Bengals will be a test bed in the future. I'll try and put all the different forms of edge on them that I can find, including touch-ups with pasted strops, which again you do need to do every now and again, rather than take the poor thing back to the homes. But you're losing only a fraction of steel when you do rehone a razor, which is why once you find a razor maker or a razor type that you really like, it's going to last your lifetime and your kids' lifetime and their kids' lifetime. If treated properly, the only danger is corrosion. Yep, when they get neglected for a while. Oh, here's a thought. I was discussing such intricacies with the great and wonderful Devon Jackson, who again I follow religiously because of his expertise and his great detail that he bothers to give us all on honing. And one of the things that strikes me as being interesting is you could be the world's great expert on synthetic or natural stones. If you keep changing your razor type, if you keep changing your steel type, is it relevant? So here am I, going for a BBS, a baby bump smooth, on naked skin. There's hardly any residual lather there. But if you trust the edge, and it is a good edge, why not? There you go. That area always troubles me. Let's try a different direction. Not as comfortable. That's it, I'm done. Anyway, there you go. Virtually, I won't scream about it being a perfect BBS. I very rarely do a perfect BBS. But I can't feel any stubble. This will last me for a few days. So who's the king today? Sheffield, Bengal, without any doubt at all. And I can't even tell you what the edge is on because it's about 2 years ago. It did need a little bit of extra stropping, which I've given it, and it gave me a magnificent shave. Tiny, tiny, tiny little bits of staining. Little tiny bits of staining, which you often find where they're left in a closed position. It's always as they go into the scales, just there. They rest there and that traps the moisture, which is why, chaps, one of the tricks you really have to do is use a pipe cleaner when you finish your shave, and go up and down with the pipe cleaner. And make sure you get out all traces of moisture from the scales. Because once you've had a very good shave with a beautiful razor like this, you don't really want to wreck it by allowing any form of corrosion. This will not be going back into a box or into a case. I'm going to find a new way to hang them, probably in a case on their own, and they'll be safe then. Anyway, chaps, I'm just going to do the usual test, which is to rub your face with an alum block. That seemed to work. Oh Lord, I've gone over time. I'm sorry, chaps. I've been wittering on. I promise to shut up in future. Quick rub on with the alum. No marks, no cuts. Tiny, tiny bit of a sting because I've used 3 different razors, and the Japanese one was too sharp, to be honest. Hard, brittle steel, not my favourite. But the comfort factor now, the alum's making it feel great. And wash it off. Tiny, tiny bit of lather after you've washed it off. The people's post shave. There we go. Slap that on. The soap was again kind gift to me, a sample of the John Froome, the Phoenix John Froome. Does seem to be very nice stuff actually. Anyway, let that soak for a second or two. And then afterwards, of course, never forget you have to strop your razor. And I'm still a bit of an addict to the Kaneyama strops. I've got 2 because I'm greedy. I've got 2 Kaneyama strops, and world's best without any doubt. Well, in my opinion. So there we have it, chaps. All I would say is have a wonderful Sunday. I hope you enjoy this. I shall be doing more Martin's shave tests in future. Let's all have a wonderful, wonderful time at Christmas. See ya. Bye.